Hello, Nybling from Tamriel Foundry here with a video talking about my progress that I've made since the launch of the Elder Scrolls Online. This is my character. It is a Altmer Sorcerer, veteran rank 6, as you can tell from this screen. To go over the character sheet here, I currently have the title Master Wizard from completing the Mages Guild. As you can see, I have a number of titles here, some AVA titles, also completing all the AD quests and the Fighters Guild. My current alliance rank is a Legionary grade 1. More about that later. My attributes are 0 magicka, 49 health, 0 stamina. And I have an add-on here that kind of explains what the current soft caps are for each stat and my current stat. So my current magicka is 1938, which is 30 points over the soft cap of 1908 for veteran rank 6. That 1908 soft cap is also the soft cap for stamina. I also have 1965 health currently, 102 magicka recovery, which just blows out my other recovery stats. So you have 80 spell damage, 119 weapon damage. My current spell critical is 10%, but if I simply press one button, like so, it's now magically 30%. We can go ahead and turn that off because it's not important right now. My spell resistance is fairly high, actually very high. And my armor is pretty low, but that's par for the course for wearing 7 pieces of light armor. This is my active mount. It is the 42,000 gold speed mount. It's level 10, so I have a speed of 34%. And my active effects are currently the Mage Mundus Stone for additional magicka. I have this buff, which seems to be from a bugged quest on Almiri Dominion. I do not remember which quest, so please don't ask me. I know a lot of people who have it, though, so it's not like I'm one of the only people who have it. Like, everybody I've talked to has this bugged effect, which I'm sure ZeniMax will work on at some point. And then I have this effect, which I was a vampire for a time. I bit somebody. I did not like the vampire tree, personally, because of the fire damage. But it is something that, for certain builds, works well. Same with werewolf. So I won't tell people not to get them. It's a personal choice, which I think is really a strong point for the game, because if you don't want to pick vampire or you don't want to pick werewolf, you're not losing out that much. Vampire, to me, the biggest thing would be the 10% more magicka recovery. In the end, it will only gave me like 2 more points. So taking 50% more fire damage was not worth 2 more points of magicka recovery to me. That being said, there are some strong abilities in that tree, and the Bat Swarm ultimate is pretty strong as well. But then again, I have fun ultimates that I like to play with as well, which I will talk about later. So moving on, we're going to go to my inventory screen. I'm going to show you my gear and things. I currently have 110 inventory spaces, which is the maximum. I've spent a lot of gold on that. As you can see, I currently have 211,000 gold, which I've earned legitimately by selling some rare motifs that I found in the Daggerfall Covenant veteran areas. Daedric seemed to be a very big selling item. So is Ancient Elf. I have 197,000 alliance points to spend, which I need to save up for VR10 stuff. My gear is not the best. It's mostly VR4, as you can see here, VR1 Robe of the Warlock, VR4 Hood of the Necromancer, then 2 epics here for VR4. I thought it said stamina for a second. I was like, oh shit, I need to change that enchant, but I can't read. Another piece of the Necromancer set. I don't really care for that set. It's just, it's got a decent trait. It was veteran rank 4 at the time. Gave me more magicka. Equipped it. I got some signets of the Warlock here for magicka recovery, and a focus of the Warlock for recovery and more magicka. This is my current Destro staff, VR5 Staff of Conflagration. It comes from a veteran dungeon. I believe Banished Cells, but don't quote me on that. And this is my Restoration staff, veteran rank 5. It's blue. It's pretty good. I mean, the damage is only 7 points less than my Destro staff, but you know, I'm happy with it. I don't really have anything interesting in my inventory, unless you want to consider 117 grand soul gems interesting, or a crap ton of alchemy mats here that I've been gathering for somebody in my guild. Do have these nice potions that somebody made me though. They're very delicious. Look at that, 20 spell damage, 301 spell crit, which is 30% spell crit for 10 seconds, and a bunch of magicka return. So alchemy is a very strong profession for those of you who are interested in doing alchemy. I do recommend going down that path if you want to create a lot of items that are going to be useful throughout the game. I mean, every crafting profession is viable. I myself am a woodworker. I can show you something I made here in a moment. But yeah, alchemy, provisioning, like this is a food somebody made me. Look at that, 283 magicka in health for 1 hour. That's level 50 food, but still, it's really strong. It's really good buffs. As to woodworking,
Do you know the old saying, neither a borrower or a lender?
I currently have made this item for when I hit VR10. It's my level VR10 healing staff. It's got a nice chunk of crit on there, 6%. A big damage upgrade, 11 points over my current staff. The big thing is it's part of a set. As you see here, the Magnus's gift set. It's got a 5% chance to negate the cost of a spell. I think that's going to be really, really good over the course of doing a trial or a veteran dungeon. I do need to put an enchant on there, but I'm waiting for one of my guild enchanters to be able to do VR10 enchants, because I have epic runes for them to make an enchant. So for the AVA system, as you can see here, I am almost rank 8. I'm in the Bloodthorn campaign. AD doesn't really do that well here, but over 3 nights I've gotten up to rank 19. We just joined this over Dawnbreaker, because Dawnbreaker was very heavily AD, nothing else really happened. I'm not heavily going into PvP by myself. I don't really want to just wander around Cyrodiil for my own devices. I'd rather go in there with a group. Last night we were doing some pretty good action. Got a ton of alliance points, which is always good. Now then, on to my skills. As you see, I have 37 skill points to spend. Let me go up to here, Dark Magic. I actually have over 200 skill points total. I think the total I have right now is 206. I should be getting another 3 or 4 tonight. So here's what I've been doing so far. Like Dark Magic, I've gotten everything up to a point where it can either be morphed, or the morph is completely maxed, like Crystal Fragment, Suppression Field, and Dark Conversion. I need to level up and morph these 2 abilities in Case and Rune Prison, and I also need to do Daedric Mines, but I've been working on a lot of other things as well, and you know, I still have a lot of time. I have 4 more veteran ranks to grind. I mean, you can see right now I'm 6,000 veteran points into needing 2.7 million, so there's definitely a lot of time to work on skills. I have every passive in this tree purchased, as you can see there. My Daedric Summoning, I have everything purchased. I do have Daedric Curse morphed to Velocious Curse maxed. I've got Storm Atronach morphed to Greater Storm Atronach and maxed. I have every available passive except for Expert Summoner 2, which I will get whenever I manage to finally hit Daedric Summoning 50, which might take longer than maybe it should, but Storm Calling, I have every passive. I also have Power Overload morphed and maxed out. Mage's Fury morphed and maxed out. Lightning Armor morph to Boundless Storm, almost maxed out. The Lightning Splash morph to Lightning Flood. On the last level here, Bolt Escape morph to Streak, almost maxed out, and Critical Surge maxed out. So I'm almost done maxing out Storm Calling completely, and then after I've done that, then I'm probably going to work more on Daedric Summoning. For my weapons, I have some stuff here on Destro Staff. I haven't touched Destructive Touch or Weakness to Elements yet. They are things I will work on. I have Impulse morph to Elemental Ring and maxed. Force Shock morph to Crushing Shock and maxed. I've also got Elemental Blockade morph for Wall of Elements, but I haven't really worked on that very much. And also have every passive. My Resto Staff is 47. Have every current passive I can get except for the last rank of Restoration Master. I am currently working on leveling up Force Siphon. It is on rank 4. I should be able to morph it very soon. I do have my Hot morph to Rapid Regeneration. It's maxed out. I also have Grand Healing morph to Healing Springs and maxed out. Blessing of Protection is probably my next project for Restoration Staff after I morph and max out Force Siphon. And then Steadfast Ward will be the last thing I work on in this tree. For armor, I do need to work on my heavy armor. It's very lax. I do want to max this out to 50 and at least get 22 sooner than later just to get it movable, but I do want to get everything here available for purchase at some point. Medium armor I have not touched at all. It is something I do plan on maxing out and getting everything available for purchase, so I doubt I purchase evasion. I think out of the actives, armor, immovable, and then harness magicka for light armor are the two best options. Speaking of, I do have this morph to harness magicka. It's only rank 1. I got a lot of work to do, but I have every passive currently purchased to the highest rank. As you can see, for world, I do not have vampire or werewolf. I am neither. For soul magic, I have soul trap ready to morph. Don't plan on morphing it for a little while though. I don't really use it. Have all the passives maxed, and then I have the soul assault ability here. I forget the base name, but it is morphed and almost maxed. It does a lot of damage. As you can see here, 3,190 damage. Or if I switch to Resto Staff, 3,531. Go Resto Staff. I also do not know what snaring a target by 310% means. That seems like a very obscene amount of a snare. Guilds. Start with Undaunted. As you see, I'm almost rank 4. I should be able to get rank 4 tonight, running some VR6 dungeons. I do plan on purchasing every ability and morphing them in some way, but I've currently only purchased Trapping Webs and have done a little bit here. So I've been very bad about this tree. Fighters Guild. I am maxed. Fighters Guild 10. I currently am working on Dawnbreaker on my other bar. I do need to get and work on Silver Bolts. I also need to work more on Circle Protection and morph it. I do have Expert Hunter morphed to Evil Hunter and maxed. Trap Beast is low on my priority list. And I also have every single passive. I am Mages Guild 10. I have Meteor morphed to Shooting Star. I love it. I have Mage Light morphed to Inner Light. It's all maxed. This is maxed as well. I do need to purchase and morph Entropy. I have Fire Rune morphed to Volcanic Rune maxed, which is amazing in PvP. I've had a lot of fun using it in PvP. Also have Spell Symmetry maxed out here. And every single passive. Go to Racial real quick. As you can see, I have every single passive here. Level 50, of course. Alliance War. I need to work on Rapid Maneuver some more. I'm also planning on working on Warhorn. These are some high priorities for me here very soon. I also have the one passive point I can put in here. I do need to work on this some more, but that comes over time as you earn more Alliance points. support, I need to get both of these abilities and morph them. They're also high priority for me. I have the first passive for this tree, which doesn't do anything for me right now, but as I do slot these for PvP, will provide me with some benefit, especially in PvP. Crafting, I do not have much here except for the base stuff like alchemy, blacksmithing, clothing, enchanting, provisioning. But I am a level 47 woodworker and I have every passive maxed out. Granted, woodworking doesn't matter after 40, that's when you get 9 of 9 woodworking, but I have high suspicions that when Craglorn comes out and higher veteran ranks come out, that we will need more woodworking, probably woodworking 45. So I still am working on it as I get more items to break down for inspiration. So that is my current status with skills. Now, going over here to my quests. As you can see, I've completed Ebonheart Pact for the Cadwell Silver. Me and a few other guildmates rushed these quests just so we could get into Daggerfall Covenant. I haven't worked on DC at all. I do need to do that over the course of the next week or two. I still am working on Ebonheart Pact for quest achievements, sadly. Me and my completionism. My lore library is sadly not as good as it should be because the eidetic memory is broken, and that makes me very sad. So I don't want to talk about that. But Shalador's library, I mean, I have a lot of these books. Like, look, 10 of 10 Auradon, 10 of 10 Cold Harbor, 10 of 10 Divines and Deities, 17 of 17 Dungeon Lore, 16 of 16 Dwemer. You can go down here and see I've got a lot of stuff maxed out. My goal for the rest of April is to max out my Shalador's library. There's nothing really for it since I'm maxed out Mage's Guild rank, but it should be fun. Here's my achievements. I have 3,440 achievement points. My last earned was Explore Shagrath's Tongue. I got Legionary and AVA. There's some cool stuff there. You see I have Dominion Hero, Mage's Guild, Fighter's Guild. Very close to getting 500 quests. I also have a lot of Sky Shard achievements. No fishing. I got some exploration achievements here. Completely maxed out exploration for Aldmeri Dominion. Very far into Ebonheart Pact. This makes me sad right here at Cold Harbor. I should have everything, but this achievement is bugged. The Daedroth Trio Hunter. I've killed them, you don't get the achievement. Hopefully they'll fix that soon. Also have a lot of stuff explored in Cyrodiil. Oh, I do want to point this out, in case anybody from ZeniMax is paying attention. These 3 quests, achievements, Giant Friend, Scald King's Arrow, and Scald King's Salvation. I have finished those quests. I should have these 15 achievement points, but they did not work. That makes me a sad Altmer. Please fix these. Dungeons, I've done a lot of stuff here. Got a lot of public dungeon stuff going too. I think I only have a couple more group challenge achievements left for this. As you can see, I've completed every group dungeon in the game. Got a bunch here for veteran dungeons, like Veteran Banished Speed, Veteran Fungal Grotto Speed, Veteran Spindle Clutch Undaunted. Need to get Veteran Spindle Clutch Speed, I guess, but that will come. I have a lot of Dark Anchor achievements. Not much on crafting, except for having almost 500 nodes harvested. I don't know what these do. I've never seen a collectible. I don't know if they work or not. I really hope they do, but I have bad feelings about that. In general, I've gotten a few achievements here. Interesting here, if you're curious about my leveling. You see level 10 I got on 330, level 20, 331, level 30, April 1st, level 40, April 2nd, level 50, April 3rd. Got level 50 before the launch. I was happy about that. Knew I could do it. But yeah, there you go. Those are my achievements. So just to kind of go over what I plan on doing here over the next week or so, I'm going to be doing a lot of the Veteran 6 dungeons. Plan on also doing some more questing in Ebonheart Pact, Daggerfall Covenant. I also plan on coming out with a couple more videos here in the next week to talk more about how I plan on building my character for PvE, because I think that's going to be something that's very important for myself to have a long game plan put into place, and I think there's a number of people who are interested. If you are ever in need of having a question answered, you can reach me in game. I'll put my @name in. Well, my @name is @Nybling, or you can just /whisper Nybling in game. I can't promise an immediate answer because sometimes I might be doing something, but I will do my best to respond in a somewhat timely manner. As far as other things that have been needed to work on, I also plan on getting with Morkulf and doing a masterclass theater within the next couple of days. We're going to talk about our experience getting through 50, getting into veteran ranks. You know, gives people some advice on doing veteran content, because the difficulty does start to scale up a little bit. Maybe talk about Sorks and PvP a little bit, and continue to work on honing out what I want to do when I hit VR10, and especially as more and more details come out about Craglorn. So this is kind of what I've been doing in ESO. I have been having some fun. I could put in my /play time. It might be kind of sad. I have over 6 days played. Had a few people call me a quote no lifer for that, but hey, that's what taking a week off of work to do an MMO launch. It's a time-honored tradition, goddammit, and I'll do it again. But again, if you have any questions, just let me know in comments. If you need answers about Mages Guild, I've had a couple of questions about that actually. Don't expect to get Mages Guild 9 in your first faction. Just not going to happen. There's not enough books for that, but that's okay. Because of the way veteran content works, you can go through other factions and get their books. You should be able to get your Mages Guild 10 somewhere in that second faction. I got it in Ebonheart Pact, so you should too. If your AD second faction is Ebonheart Pact, I think DC's second faction is also Ebonheart Pact, but I don't know much about how DC and EP veteran progression goes because I've never played those factions into veteran zones. But just keep working at it. Use the resources on Tamriel Foundry or tisotools.com. They have all the books for the zone specific books to help people out. Also go and get all your sky shards. That's very important. If you need help with that, all the sky shard locations are on both of those websites. And finally, Fighters Guild is going to take you some grinding, unfortunately. But if you just keep working on doing every dungeon as you level up, you should get well into Fighters Guild 8 or 9 by the time you're 50. And then at that point, just doing a few veteran zones should get you up to 10. If you're really interested in getting Dawnbreaker, which is an interesting ultimate, and I know a lot of people who are interested in using it in their builds. You can too. I also encourage people to do Mages Guild and Fighters Guild quests as they level up. It's very important for the Mages Guild. If you are min-maxing, there is a decision. I cannot spoil that decision, but if you do choice to let somebody go with somebody, you will get a book that gives you 2 skill points. This is it's in the dialogue because one of the main characters says that they'll give you a book worth 4 or 5 of those sky shard thingies, which is an interesting way of ZeniMax putting it in the dialogue of what your reward will be. But that's not very specific, I guess, unless you are really paying attention. So if you are interested in getting those skill points and you have not done that quest yet, I encourage you to go with a skill point option, even if you are role-playing your character or something like that, because I feel like the other reward is just not worthwhile. It's not as good as the Fighters Guild epic reward for finishing that quest line, because that prismatic stuff is just broken awesome for leveling up to 50. But there you go. This has been my character. If you have anything you'd like to point out about your own character, let me know. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any questions, as I said before, just leave me a comment or toss me a message in game. Mail or tell, although mail would probably be a little easier because sometimes I can't get to whispers. Just feel free to drop me a line, and I will see you guys here in the next few days with a Masterclass Theater. Alright, thanks for watching once again. Bye.